first of all, what is fiber? We know that veggies and fruits and nuts and seeds and whole grains all contain fiber, but actually we cannot digest it. So fiber is a component of plant cell wall that is indigestible by human body. So yes, it is exclusive for plant kingdom, so only plants contain it. You might ask, if we cannot digest it, then why do we eat it? Well, fiber plays a big role because it absorbs water, so it makes our stool softer and it adds bulk to our stool. So it really helps everything to move through our gastrointestinal tract, and it helps to get rid of toxins and cholesterol. So what fiber is good for? First of all, weight management, because as I said, it is indigestible. So literally it provides no calories. Unlike sugars and starch, it does not provide any food energy. It does not provide any calories. So yes, it adds bulk to your food and you have this feeling of fullness, but no calories. So really, if you add lots of salads, for example, then you feel full, you will feel for longer, but it will help you not to gain weight. Important thing to note that when I say no calories, foods don't just contain only fiber. So when you eat something like white potato, it doesn't mean that it will give you no calories, because apart from fiber, it has many other things like carbohydrates and proteins. But dark leafy greens, this is almost pure fiber. So you can eat as much as you want and you will not gain any weight. Number 2, it helps to regulate your blood sugar levels, and that's because fiber slows down the digestion and the blood sugar from the food releases into the bloodstream slowly. On the other hand, when you eat sugars and simple carbohydrates like pasta and bread, there is a spike in your blood sugar level, and then you have a crash and you feel tired and you have this blood sugar roller coaster, which can lead eventually to obesity and type 2 diabetes. But with fiber, there is this slow and steady release of sugar into the bloodstream. Next, fiber can help to lower cholesterol levels, and that is because it absorbs not just water, but also it can bind to fatty acids in your intestines. So the cholesterol, which is produced by your liver, when it passes through intestines, it can be reabsorbed into the bloodstream. However, if there's a lot of fiber, fiber will bind to cholesterol and help to get it out of your body. Also, same thing happens with the toxins, so it helps body to detoxify itself because it will bind to toxins and then take them out of your body. Next, fiber helps to prevent constipation, and that is because it adds to the bulk and it makes stool softer. So literally you have more mass and it moves better through your intestines. Then fiber plays a big role in the health of your gut microbiota, and I have a whole video about gut microbiota, why it is so important and the role it plays in our immune system. So yes, there is a special type of fiber, resistant starch, which acts as prebiotics to the good bacteria in your gut. And then if you have healthier microbiota, it will help your immune system. So eating a high fiber diet will strengthen your immune system. There is a very interesting study done on mice when scientists were feeding mice with diet with no fiber and very high in carbohydrates. And what happened, just after a couple of days, the population of good bacteria in mice intestines went down and the population of bad bacteria went up. So they lost their energy, they were very tired, and then they started having gut inflammation, and in a couple of weeks many of them became obese. Then fiber can lower inflammation and it can lower risk of appendicitis. of cardiovascular disease and arthritis. Also, studies show that people who eat a lot of fiber have lower risks of cancer, especially colon cancer. Now about the difference between soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. You probably heard these terms, so what do they mean? Very important to say that all foods, all plants, they contain both soluble and insoluble fiber, but we put them in either one category or another category depending on the quantity. So soluble fiber, as the name suggests, dissolves in water. So it acts like a sponge, and when you add it to water, it becomes this gel-like material, and so it can easily bind to things and absorb things. So this type of fiber especially will help to lower cholesterol levels, to stabilize blood sugar levels, to eliminate toxins. And from food sources, this is everything that becomes kind of like gel in water. So oats, apples, avocados, oranges, resistant starch from potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, artichokes, butternut squash, pumpkin, pears, psyllium, very important one. And then insoluble fiber, so it cannot dissolve in water. So what it does, it adds bulk to your stool and it helps to move things and get them out of your body. This is the type of fiber especially good to prevent constipation. From food sources, that would be nuts, seeds, whole grains, anything with the skin, so potato skin, apple skin, skin from the berries, zucchini, celery, broccoli, onions, tomatoes, cucumbers, dates. And now a couple of tips I want to add how to introduce more fiber into your diet. So the most important thing is you have to introduce it slowly and gradually, because if you're someone who does not eat lots of fruits and vegetables in your day-to-day life, and then all of a sudden you start eating a lot, and that happened to all of us probably on a vacation when you go to a tropical country and all of a sudden you eat 10 mangoes and 5 papayas. That happens to my dad every time. So what happens? You might have diarrhea, so you eat all this stuff and then you spend 2 days in bathroom because it's too much fiber, right? So like it swells, it expands this too much, and then it just all gets out of your body. Or not diarrhea, but maybe you have more bloating and gas and cramping. Next thing, when you start eating more fiber, you also need to increase the amount of water you drink, because yes, it dissolves in water, but it needs this water to be dissolved in. Otherwise, what might happen, your constipation might actually worsen. How you might increase the amount of fiber in your diet? I think the easiest thing is to add more salads to your meals. So ideally you would have a little plate with raw vegetables and dark leafy greens. There's been a study showing that when a plate of salad was served before the main meal, then people ate 15% less of food during their main meal. So you eat a salad first and then you eat less food. Another thing, you can add smoothies. You can eat smoothie for breakfast. Add vegetables, greens, a little bit of fruit, nuts, seeds to your smoothie. Fantastic way to start a day. And if you're someone really suffering from constipation, for example, and you don't have that much fiber in your diet yet, so while you are working on increasing the amount of fiber, you can add some supplementation. So you can supplement fiber directly, or you can take something like psyllium. So that's all. Eat more fiber, more vegetables, fruits, and stay healthy. If you have healthy micro during their meal,